Welcome back to Pre-Algebra. We're doing actually 1.8. I forgot to change it. We're going to be talking about something called the coordinate plane. Now, we have already learned how to graph numbers on a number line. And, that's where you have something that's kind of looks like this, and you put points on it like a ruler. But sometimes you don't just have a ruler, you have a piece of paper, a piece of graph paper. And we call putting points on a piece of graph paper, putting it on the coordinate plane. So here's my little drawn sort of piece of graph paper. Now I want you to buy real graph paper. I got my pack for $1 at Dollar General, so it's worth it, your education. On the board, I have to kind of estimate. I want you to be precise and do it right with real graph paper. It's worth a couple of bucks. Go get some graph paper. So this is the coordinate plane. There would be lines where I have little dashes. Imagine lines going all the way across this way and all the way down that way, making little squares all over it like a piece of graph paper. This is your x-axis. It's your number line that we've been doing. But now we're going to add y to it, where we can do points that aren't just on the number line. So this is called the x-axis. This is called the y-axis. It's like a big plus. And you draw arrowheads on the end because it continues. It's not just this, it can continue. The x and y axis divide the piece of graph paper into 4 sections. And they are called quadrants. This one is quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice I've numbered them here, and I wrote a little because I should have just written a big because I'm going to erase it anyway. But notice by tradition these are written in Roman numerals. Now you know why you had to learn that. 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes counterclockwise, starting here, going around. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason why it does that has something to do with trigonometry. It has to do with that. So you're not going to learn it now. We have to save something for high school math, and we're going to save trig. All right? So those are the quadrants. Now, how do you graph things on a piece of graph paper? This is something often students have not done before. So if you haven't done it, don't worry, it's not hard. Okay. So these are called ordered pairs. In the ordered pair, it's got the x, then the y. X is out, horizontal, y is up and down, vertical. All right? So here's one we can practice on. 2, -4. So on the x-axis, just like the number line, this is 0. This is 1, 2, 3. This is -1, -2, -3, just like what we've been doing. And so this is +2. So on the x-axis, we go out 1, 2. There's +2. And then on the y, we're supposed to go down 4. This is the negative side of y. This is the positive side of y. This is the positive side of x. That's the negative side of x. So from 2, we're going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And where they meet, that's -4, is that point right there. We'll call that point A. Sometimes you label them like that. Sometimes you label them with the ordered pair. You write 2, -4. I sort of like that better. So let's do that. All right, let's do our next one. -3, x first. So we're going to go back 3. 1, 2, 3. That's -3. And then we go +2 on the y. 1, 2, and put a dot. See how I'm going up 2? And there's that point. I'll call it B. Because it's quicker to write that. All right, now let's do, and I'll turn that one into A. It won't take up so much room. All right, let's do this one. X is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y is up 1. So over 4, up 1, we'll label that one C. Okay, now let's do this one. We'll maybe call it D. 0 for the x, so we don't go up or down, but y is -3. 1, 2, 3. There's our dot for D. Okay, how about this one? It can be E. negative 2 for x, so we go back 2, and negative 5 for y, we go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like it's in the right place. And there's E. Now, let's say what quadrant they're in. A is in quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. B is in quadrant 2. We can write it here. A is in quadrant 4. B is in quadrant 2, 1, 2. C is in quadrant 1. This is the first one. D is on the line. It's in between 1 and 4, so I'm not going to say what quadrant it's in. And E is in 1, 2, 3. Quadrant 3. Notice how I wrote them using Roman numerals. Now another thing with graph paper, sometimes all of your values are positive. Like if I did distance versus time on a graph. Today I went running around the track at the courthouse, 3 miles. And so I could do my distance versus my time, and maybe it'd look something like that. I can't do negative distance. Distances are always positive, and time's always positive. There's no time machine. There's no going back. So I only need the first quadrant for my graph because my distance and time would all be positive. Your book has one where it's mass versus length of something. Length, by tradition, is written in cursive. So that's why you had to learn cursive. See, now you're learning so much about why you learn stuff. So sometimes you will plot all the points, and that's called a scatter plot. In science, you do not connect them like a dot to dot. Instead, usually you just sort of draw a line through them to see the trend. You don't connect them dot to dot usually. All right, scatter plot. Read all of this in your book, and that's it for this week. I'll send out the homework, and y'all have fun. Math is fun.